FBI is coming out and saying that there's no evidence that January 6th was a premeditated, movement to cause an insurrection. And none of those guys taken into custody have been charged with insurrection. California is looking into Larry Elder again. Okay, so it started July 20th. He ran, right? And he announced he was running for governor of California just a few days ago, and this was on July 20th, so maybe the 18th or 17th, right? Immediately became a front runner on the Republican side of the ticket. Okay, a poll. I mean, that's OANN. I don't know how legitimate that is for saying how the state of California feels, but that's, 11,000 votes. On Sunday, his campaign was notified by California's woke Secretary of State that he is disqualified from running in the upcoming recall election and will not be added to the ballot. Strange. The reason for the unprecedented removal of Elder from the race? Redaction issues with his tax returns. Larry Elder, the day before, Secretary of State is either saying that we did not redact sufficient info on my returns or we redacted info that should not have been redacted. Secretary of State could have made the supposedly required redactions, but elected not to. We're trying to ascertain details. And he also explained that the decision violated his equal protection rights under the California Constitution because they did not hold Gavin Newsom, California's elitist incumbent governor, this is, again, Gateway Pundit, to the same ridiculous standard. Elder vowed to see them in court if the decision was not reversed. Finally, this also violates the Equal Protection Clause of blah, blah, blah of the California Constitution not to require Gavin Newsom to comply with the same thing. So let's see what happened a day later, July 21st. Larry Elder will be on the ballot in California's recall election. On Wednesday afternoon, a Sacramento Superior Court judge ruled in favor of Elder in his lawsuit against California's Secretary of State for disqualifying him from upcoming recall election over a petty redaction issue with his tax returns. The court mandated that he be added back onto the ballot and be allowed to run against Bolshevik incumbent Governor Gavin Newsom. Bolshevik. In the brief 20-minute hearing, the judge ruled that the election law that Elder was alleged to have broken did not even apply to a recall election, and even if it had, his campaign had substantially complied with all of the requests that were given by the state.
Hey, Californians. Well, I'm sure you've heard by now, I won my court case. I will be included on the ballot to recall this Governor Gavin Newsom. The recall election takes place on September the 14th. I want to thank Judge Earl for being fair. What she ruled was that this election law didn't even apply to recall elections, and even if it did, I substantially complied. I also want to thank my brilliant lawyer, Steve Barrett, for doing a very thorough job in submitting a brief and making a powerful argument to the court. We will be on the ballot. Now, remember, I have campaign expenditure limitations. Gavin Newsom does not. He can raise and spend as much money as he can. That's why I need support from Californians and non-Californians. Please go to electelder.com, that's electelder.com, and throw something in the tip jar because I cannot beat this man without your help. Electelder.com, because we've got a state to save. Out!
California is also finding that some counties have Larry Elder's bubble happens to occur in the crease of the ballot. And from what we learned in New Hampshire, what that does is it either counts it as a overvote and then kicks it off to adjudication, where now just a human being, whoever's working that day, gets to say that meant to go to this person, this candidate. And they click it. It's like a virtual bubble. They just click with their mouse. Yeah, I'm not worried at all, huh? Do you think enough people are excited about Gavin Newsom? Keeping Gavin Newsom and the great times that we're having right now in California because of that clown? You think enough of them are? Or are they going to have to come up with another plan? He's panicking, by the way. Panicked. Democrats are panicking that their golden boy governor in California, Gavin Newsom, is going to be removed from office. That's August 21. His new ad says recall outcome is matter of life and death.
What's at stake in the September 14th recall? It's a matter of life and death. With Delta surging, Gavin Newsom is protecting California, requiring vaccination for health workers and school employees. The top Republican candidate? He peddled deadly conspiracy theories and would eliminate vaccine mandates on day one, threatening school closures and our recovery. Stop the spread. Return your ballot or vote in person by September 14th. Protect California by voting no on the Republican recall.
He peddled conspiracy theories. What was that again? What was the conspiracy theory? Larry Elder, he's on radio hours a day, every day for the last fucking 20, 30 years. What was that conspiracy theory thing that they showed? It's funny that they say he peddled conspiracy theories and they show a picture of him with Trump. Yeah, right there. Yeah, they're super scared. Look at this shit. Yeah. So, him with Trump, and then they have these signs, not your public health experiment, freedom for all, mandate the border, not our children, San Diego something. So this is like their thing. And this is his conspiracy thing, right? When I become governor, there will be no face mask or vaccine mandates. Well, that's crazy conspiracy nonsense. QAnon, crazy bullshit. 4 days ago, let's see if they have a date here. August 20th, today is the, it's 24th, but it's 25th, early. Anyway, Larry Elder is the blackface of white supremacy. You've been warned. All right, Larry Elder is the blackface of white supremacy. You've been warned. Why is this one a little bit different? Column, 4 days ago. I'm black. Larry Elder is a clear and present danger to black Californians. Oh, okay, so what's the article? Larry Elder smiled a smug smile of a black conservative who could very well be liberal California's next governor. This one? Larry Elder smiled a smug smile of a black conservative who could very well be California's next governor. Huh. And what about the next line in that? Where do you start with the damage Gavin Newsom has done to the state that we both love? Where do you start with the damage Gavin Newsom has done to the state that we both love? Okay, so we're looking at the same article. One is, Larry Elder is a blackface of white supremacy. You've been warned. The other is, I'm black. And as a black, I'm here to say that Larry Elder is a clear and present danger to black Californians. Now, did I call him a blackface earlier? I did. But I redid it. So now I'm in the clear. What is the obsession with race in the political atmosphere? It's the same with sex too. They have to they see some sort of like, oh man, if we get a female elected there, and if they're a trans female, holy shit. Yeah. Why? What happened to meritocracy? What happened to this country? Let's go through this article. Okay. Rising crime, it's because of this phony narrative that police are engaging in systemic racism and cops are pulling back. When you reduce the possibility of a bad guy getting caught, getting convicted, and getting incarcerated, guess what? Crime goes up. Can you say, duh? Oh, no. No. Erica, she's got a different way of presenting it. He says that when you reduce the possibility of a bad guy getting caught, getting convicted, getting incarcerated, guess what? Crime goes up. And then she says, then another smile. This one even more smug than the last. And then he says, can you say, duh? Few things infuriate me more than watching a black person use willful blindness and cherry-picked facts to make overly simplistic arguments that whitewash the complex problems that come along with being black in America. And throughout his career, as a radio host, as a talking head for Fox News, and now as a gubernatorial candidate, Elder has made a point of doing just that, usually with a lot of taunting and toddler-like name-calling of his ideological enemies in the process. Okay, let's take a look at this link they give us. Let's see if he does just that. Yeah, you're making me pay something. Okay, cool. Larry Elder's outspoken conservative radio rhetoric. They love that word. It's like they're like, 13-year-olds who learn a new word and now they say it all the time. Rhetoric. Okay. Is under scrutiny and recall election. Okay. What is the scrutiny going on? August 10th, 21. He has on occasion fueled skepticism of climate change, depicting global warming as a crock and a myth. Well, that's crazy, isn't it? Isn't that QAnon conspiracy theories? Or just someone who's looking for scientific evidence of something that isn't there and saying it how it is. He has said the medical establishment and professional victims exaggerate the dangers of secondhand smoke. Yeah, off with his head. He offered no pushbacks when a doctor last month called in to his nationally syndicated radio show to suggest that, COV-2, vaccines. Okay. So what are you saying? What's so crazy about this? It's 9 months. We came up with 3 inoculations. What's so crazy about that? What's so crazy? You think they aren't FDA approved, and you don't think the people have tested them as much as you think they should? Okay. I'm just not quite understanding how we're supposed to believe in something that normally takes a little bit of explanation before we get it. Usually I kind of understand a little bit about what's going in me and how it's going to help, and what the effects is possible, things that could go wrong and things that go right, it's the thing.
I'm nice if our homegrown teams start focusing on what's right. Everybody outside this state is bitching about this state.
Governor, California has the nation's highest housing costs, highest gasoline prices, and highest utilities. Wage growth has been spectacular in the Silicon Valley, but not so much for areas along the coast and in some inland areas. In a very real sense, the California dream is more like a mirage for people grinding it out day after day. How do you make the case that you, as governor, can deliver the California dream to all Californians?
Well, let's talk about what we also are number one in, Stephanie. And guys, forgive me, I know I'm a little pointed today, but I've been taking a lot from a few folks for a lot of months. So it's nice to be able to express myself too. But I do it with deep pride in this state as a Californian, not as I'm a future ex-governor. It could happen in a few weeks, could happen in a few years. I love this damn state. We're number one in job creation, 10th pole of the American economy, 559,000 jobs. Eat your heart out, Texas, Florida. Yeah. We're number one in the Bloomberg Index of innovation and entrepreneurialism.
Yeah.
We dominated yet again in venture capital. And that's not just for fancy folks in Silicon Valley. That's pushing out the boundary to discovery and opportunity, innovation that advantages each and every one of us.
Sure, sir.
53% the nation's venture capital. Over 100 damn IPOs year to date in this state. $80+ billion budget surplus. 80+ billion, not that 76 billion. We had another $3.9 billion in new cash. We had better health outcomes in Florida and Texas and better economic outcomes. Our economy contracted at a more modest rate than Florida and Texas. Do you know, Stephanie, that middle-class families in Texas pay more taxes than middle-class Californians? Look that up. That's a fact. I don't know why that doesn't get more damn attention, because I care about working folks. That's a fact.
I don't see any reason why we left this town in the first place.